All right. Food. So how many places was that really, Kathy? 5 places? Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mom, for helping. Always have to have our partner, right? Our parents helping out, in our business as entrepreneurs. Take it away. Take it away, partner.
Wow. I am stuffed. Isn't it good, the food? Yes. This is Vietnamese food, right? Wow. Well, again, can't thank enough Christian and Kathy providing such a great venue for us. They actually haven't opened yet. Their official open date is
in October, right?
October 15th. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we actually got, first access to the space. Yes. And this is all about connection. You are part of the network. You get connected to all kind of stuff, all kind of fun stuff. If you want to, if you have a plane that you need a pilot, you get access to Carlos.
That's right.
If you have a boat and you need a captain, you contact Daniel. He's actually a really good captain. Because I'm sure I spent a couple weekends with him on the boat, bringing my family and all that, so we had a good time. But again, this is what it's all about, the network, right? We always have a saying, your
network is net worth.
Right. So it's really all about the network. That's why we part of the network. But today is not about today, it's about you. Today is about how we can elevate you, how we can help you go beyond brokerage, how we can help you during this turbulence market, that you have a safety jacket, a boat, or a jet to help you go through this time period. Again, since now we all have all the sugars needed, I personally think this kind of weird economy situation is gonna linger around for maybe 18 to 24 months. So, better buckle up, y'all, because this is real. This is gonna affect how much money we're gonna make. This is gonna affect whether we can take our family to Disney World or Disneyland. But we are all here on the same boat, connecting. We got people from all over the states. You're no longer just in Texas, right? So we got resources from all over. And this is, and I think about it, even though the market for the next 18 to 24 months is going to be, but when you are in an environment that's very supportive and, continue to provide and give back, and plus, the safety net for us being on EXP is what we call revenue share. So that's the beautiful part about this platform. But I don't want to steal away the thunder or lightning. But I'll let Daniel make the introduction.
Yeah. So, before we go with Tom Trong, we want to share Texas Dash. Why? Well, Texas, we have really 4 major cities, right? Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and of course the other cities as well as they're continuing to grow. So we're fortunate. Reverse. Houston, Dallas. So being in a great state, we're very fortunate. And last year we did a Texas Dash, and we did more of a seminar style, providing value in a different way. This time we wanted to be more intentional. It's not a recruiting environment. We actually want to just kind of showcase who we are as a culture, as a group. From there, you as an entrepreneur make your decision whether you want to be part of the club or not. That's really what it is. If I say, hey, you need to come join us, that's recruiting, right? That is not the environment we want to create, and we want to make sure you don't continue to do that as well. Because all it is providing value, right? If you want to bring to the table, let's bring to the table together. right? And that is a decision you want to make because, like I said, we're all 1099. We're all in this business, and whether you're a broker, I know there's some brokers in here. We've been in the same boat, right? That doesn't change. The only thing that changes a lot of that back end support. If you really wanted to grow your independent brokerage to 1,000 people, you imagine how much expense, overhead, all that. Tom's already there, but he doesn't have hundreds of people working for him. He doesn't need that, right? Because we have a whole platform, and that's where Glenn Sanford, our founder of the company, came up with this platform. So Tom, I want to introduce Tom is our leader partner up in Boston. He's also the past ARIA national president as well, and just a good friend of mine. We've known each other over 10 plus years. Man, it's been a long time. And when I was the president for ARIA Dallas, I called Tom like, hey, how do I run this? How do I do this? So just always been a mentor, and always also keeping me accountable as well, right? Calvin and I are accountability partners, but also on growth. Tom is there weekly, daily texting, just keeping me accountable not just as a leader, but also empower me to do more, so I can empower you guys to do more. Just like Christian and Kathy, Josie as well, and Huena. Like if you guys are here because you're plugged in. You are here because you want something. You want to see what opportunities there are, and I really commend you guys for taking the time to out of your day of work. It's a tough market, right? There's a lot of other people who are here that couldn't make it. That's fine. But you guys took the time out of your day. So you guys need to really get a big applause for staying here, having a great lunch. And, go ahead, applause, come on. You guys, I'm so glad that Tom's flight did not get delayed and he came in on time. And, Tom has an amazing wife, Marissa. Marissa is not behind the scenes, but she's actually there all the time, taking care of a lot of things. And I know that, behind a successful person is also a successful spouse helping at the same time, and it's a good partnership. So hopefully you guys have that as well in the business you're in, especially in real estate. If you don't have a partner that's, we have a business partner, right? partner. And, so just making sure that you have someone backing you up and growing. Because if you don't have that, it's going to be really hard to grow. So if you just look at a lot of power couples out there, you see that. So I want to announce Tom Tron, our leader partner up in Boston. He has over 1,200 in his rev share organization. He'll kind of go over his story a little bit and about the platform. Afterwards, we can network and talk. But if anyone that wants to know more of the technical stuff of this platform, I'll come here with a couch and we can go over this stuff. My goal today was not going over a whole presentation slideshow. You can watch videos, there's plenty of that, and we can have our one-on-one. Our goal is to really showcase the power of our network today, imagining what is going to be next year. So you imagine leaders continue to grow, coming together. What is going to do next year? What is it going to look like in 10 years? So, all right, Tom Tron.
Do it. Woo! All right, guys. Do I really need this, or can you hear me? Oh, you need it for the. Hello, Facebook Live. You wanted it for Facebook Live. Okay, no problem. Well, good afternoon, Houston, Texas. And some of you came from other places. I think someone came from New York and from Dallas and other places. So I'm happy to be here. My head hit the pillow last night at 1 a.m. Who loves the Eagles band? Hotel California. All right, they're on the last tour. In 1972, the Eagles came to the music scene, and they opened up for a band called Steely Dan. I'm an old guy, so for those older folks, you guys know who I'm talking about. And they were the opening act for Steely Dan in 1972. And in that 1 year, the Eagles put 3 #1 hits on the top 40. That 1 year, Steely Dan, the main event, only put 1 on the scene. And last night, in their final show, their final tour of all tours, Steely Dan opened up for the Eagles.
and they were honored to be there. They've remained friends all these years. What's that got to do with real estate? So that was 52 years ago. More than 52 years ago, right? These guys have loved what they do, and on stage they said, you know what, we're for free, but we're glad you guys paid us a lot of money to come to the concert. But we'll do it for free. So the question for you is, if you're in real estate now, for the young folks in the room, the 20-year-old, 25, the 35, if you find your passion and you find what you love to do, will you still be doing it even when you don't need the money? Yeah, for me, that's what I'm doing now. I love real estate. Real estate has basically changed my life, has changed the course of the way my kids live, how our family lives. It has allowed us the opportunity to travel to wherever we want to travel. Financial freedom, the personal freedom to hang out with whoever I want to hang out with, and the location freedom to be able to jump on a plane 3 hours after my head hit the pillow, get up at 4 a.m., get to Logan Airport, and get here to be with you today. And I love it, right? I love what I do. Boba, business owners building alliances. I love it. Business owners building alliances. All of us are business owners, yes? Yes. All of us are independent contractors, right? Yes. We eat what we kill. And if we don't kill, we don't eat. Okay? So the question that you want to ask yourself tonight, in a quiet moment, is how well is my current business platform performing for me to be able to provide me and my family, and hopefully generations to come, the personal freedom, the financial freedom, and the location freedom. Is my current business platform, whether it be banking, whether it be mortgages, whether it be real estate, whether it be running a mobile shop, will this business deliver residual income for me? Because every day I put into the business, will I be able to actually retire? And if I stop working, will the money keep coming in? Ask that tonight. Go down tonight in the quiet moment, look at your bank account. Look at your 401k. Look at your pension. Look at your real estate investments, your business investments. If you're running a shop, when you decide to exit, can you sell it? And if you can sell it, the business, how much is it worth? For the business broker in the room, when you're representing all these, ask them, you know, when you decide to hang it up, is your business really valuable without you in it? You hope so. Okay. And in the quiet moment at your bank account, look at your savings, look at everything that you've built up to this stage in your life. And say that if you decide, if you got hit by a bus tomorrow, if you got tomorrow, or if my plane crash on Friday night when I leave Texas, how will my family continue to survive? How will my spouse survive? How will my kids be able to go to the college they want to go to college, they want to go to? How long will that last? See, most real estate professionals, we're always on hunt. We eat what we kill, and as soon as we close a deal, if we don't have something else in the pipeline, under agreement, on the market listed, we're broke again in 45, 50 days. Right? Who's been to a realtor's retirement party? Seriously, who's been to a realtor's retirement party? Who's been to a mortgage banker's retirement party? Who's been to a mobile shop owner's retirement party? Ask yourself that question, evaluate it. In this room, we've got business owners building alliances. Let me roll back the clock here to 2007. 2007. The market, if you were in the real estate business back then, the market took a crash, like the tsunami of real estate crashed. I, at that point in time, had an office, a real estate office that I started in Boston. I had grown it from basically one agent to 30 agents in 3 years. And then we thought we were doing very well, and then the economy crashed. And I was in the middle of a real estate investment, flipping a bunch of Archdiocese of Boston properties. I had invested about $3.2 million of cash. $500,000 was my own money. All my savings that I've worked up to that time went into this development, and we bought a series of properties of the Archdiocese of Boston. They had to settle a sexual harassment lawsuit, and they had to liquidate 9 of the properties. And I went to the auction, and I bought all of it, whole kit and caboodle. That was in 2005, and then by 2007, we had finished with 3 of the 9 properties. We had 6 left, and then the economy crashed. I had started my 4th building to turn into condominiums. We had gutted a church, and we finished the gutting. The was over $400,000, and I submitted for a construction loan to my bank. And normally they would send out an inspector, inspect the demolition, and then they'd write a check a couple of days later to pay for the $400,000 demo, and they never came out. And a week later, the contractors are pounding down my door, death threats. Where's my money? I've got these big guys who want their money because they got to pay their bills for their family. And then I finally made it down to the bank, and on the door of the bank was bankruptcy. The bank went bankrupt. The sign says, Mount Washington Bank is in receivership. And since I have a commercial loan that's not protected by the FDIC, there's no $250,000 protection. It was gone overnight. I filed bankruptcy in 2008. I had no residual income. I ate what I killed. If I didn't flip a house, I didn't have money. If I didn't sell a house, if I didn't have a closing, I didn't have money. Right? But I didn't give up. I then went out and did what I knew best, which is sell houses and teach agents to sell houses. Teach commercial agents to do commercial deals. And from that point on, I worked night and day. Right? You want to talk about door knocking? I would go door knocking until people said, it's way too late for you to door knock. Because I knew if I didn't have a paycheck 45 days later, I would starve. And I got to the point where I was starving, and I had to go ask my younger brother, and my younger sister for a loan. Can you imagine that? This is the older brother having to ask his younger siblings for a loan to make mortgage, to make me buy some Christmas gifts, because I didn't want my kids to feel the pain that I felt. Right? But we grew it. We grew through it. We grew from basically 15, 16 agents to 9 years later in 2014 to 120 agents on 4 offices. All right, and we did all right. By the end of 2014, I was elected to become the national president of the Asian Real Estate Association of America, leading 17,000 members and 42 chapters strong. Where's Daniel King? Dan King, are you in the room? Dan King, stand up for a second. He's running for president for ARIA National. Thank you for your service, Dan.
So I heard Tom's speech about him when he was campaigning for ARIA National President, and his story about touching 100 people's lives. And that story really, touched my heart. And ever since that, I wanted to give my service to ARIA and give my service to be able to help as many people as I can. Thank you, Tom, for your inspiration.
I love you, man. I love you. Thank you. That's what I do today. I travel the world helping agents just generate a better life for themselves and for generations to come. So I ran for president. I won. Fierce competition, just like Danny has this year to take the presidency. And they asked me, well, why are you running? And that's exactly what Daniel said. I made a promise to my mom. And I made a promise to my mom here in Houston, believe it or not. Right here in Houston. Yep. I had come down because she was sick. We moved her back from Hawaii, where she retired. She worked all her life, 2 jobs. Blue-collar worker. She cleaned hospital beds. She cleaned toilets. She washed dishes. She did this 2 full-time jobs all the time to raise her 8 children. right? I know Vietnamese because she sacrificed speaking English at home to make sure that she kept the Vietnamese culture at home. That meant that her English was pretty poor out in the workplace, but she knew she had a vision, right? And we came down here to visit her in a quiet moment. She pulled me aside. She's lying down, we're about to go to bed, and she goes, "Tom, I'm so proud of you. I've never heard that from my mom, ever. Asian parents don't freaking give love." They're always nagging you. What are you going to do better? What are you going to do next? Why don't you be a doctor? Why don't you be a lawyer? Why don't you be an attorney? Why don't you be a PhD? Why don't you have a master's degree? I was none of that. I was the entrepreneur that went broke. I had to borrow money, remember? All my brothers and sisters were doctors, were engineers, were MBAs. And, but later in life, whenever we had a family reunion discussion, I was the first one to say, "I'm in." Never asked how much, where, how long. I'm there. I'm there. And she recognized that. So in the quiet moment, she goes, "Tom, I'm so proud of you." When your mom says that, that means a lot, right? Would you do one thing for me? For the rest of your life, would you help at least 100 other people get personally and financially free the way you have? Because she sees how free I was. Okay? And of course, what would you say to your mom when she asked you that? I didn't know she was dying. 2 weeks later, she passed away. Okay? She knew she was going. I didn't know. And that's what drives me today is I worked my tail off. And so I sold my brokerage in 2014 to run for president. I was financially stable enough to do that, to give basic two to 3 years of my life to serve our community, our Asian American Pacific Islander community, to help them get ownership. Because ownership, in my opinion, is the fastest way to create generational wealth in the world, right? It's the easiest and fastest way, especially here in the US, when we have tax codes that are so beneficial to property owners. As a homeowner, you can write off so much stuff. As a business, as a landlord, you can write off so much stuff. You have that 500,000 capital gains as a married couple, 250,000 as a single every 2 years. That's an amazing tax code. You guys all know about that, right? I hope you guys are taking advantage of that. I hope you're helping your clients take advantage of the tax code. Okay? So, but by 2014, I won the presidency and sold my brokerage so I can travel, so I can give to the organization. And then about a year later, in 2015 to 2017, all these companies started knocking on my door. "Hey, Tom, would you come work for us?" Keller Williams, Remax, Goldwell Banker, T21, Sotheby's, I mean, all of them. Back then, the Anywhere brand was Realogy, right? They would fly me down to New Jersey, Parsippany, New Jersey, walk me through every single franchise, interview people, and say, "Take your pick. Which franchise would you like? We want you to go do it again. We want you to help us open up 4 offices, as many offices as you want. We'll help you fund it. We'll help you grow it. And we want you to train people, blah, blah, blah." Looked at everything, and none of that resonated with me. Why? Because I had built my brokerage, and I continued to trade time for money in 2014 because I looked good, I smelled good offices, but I was broke as a broker owner, to be honest. Yes. Josie, yes. You comprehend, yes. You understand, yes. Right? They call brokers broke for a reason. Okay? The average amount of money I would make off of 120 agents is about $900 net per agent per year. I only made $100,000 while I owned this brokerage. If I didn't sell property, if I didn't sell 15 million in real estate, I would not have that extra $300,000 to fund my lifestyle. See, people thought being the broker owner, big house, nice car, blah, 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 expense account, came from owning the brokerage. No, it came from busting my chops selling property, competing with my agents. Competing with my agents. Not helping them. Tried to. But really didn't have a way to help them because I couldn't afford the consumer relationship management database, the lead generation systems. I couldn't afford to buy Zillow leads at $40,000, $50,000 a month to give to my agents. I could afford one LoopNet and one CoStar account, and you had to go in to sign in to get access, right? I couldn't afford to give every commercial agent their own CoStar and LoopNet login. That's pretty expensive, right? So I sold it, and thank God it was so good. Now, when I sold it, they paid me 4 times EBITDA, earnings before income taxes, depreciation, and amortization for those business owners there. 4 times earnings, that's pretty good for a real estate brokerage. Most real estate brokerages might sell for 2 times. If you're good, maybe 3 times. They paid me 4 times, okay? That's a different story, why they paid me that. By the time I earned out after 1 year, they paid me another 25% extra. I mean, 0.25% extra, 4 times 2.5 EBITDA. That was good. They paid me the check, and guess what? My 119 agents got when they sold me when they bought my brokerage from me. What did my agents get? Huh? Nothing. A party, food, drinks, happy music, balloons, new business cards, maybe. But I walked home with the check. Bought my 3rd, 4th property investment. What do my agents get? 0. Yeah, so as business owners here, ask yourself, if you're building a business and you have people working for you, if you're lucky enough to sell it and make a profit, what are you giving your employees? Because they help you build the business. Christian, what do you give your brother if you sell this? Good job. Boy. Take that money and buy another car. Ask yourself that question tonight if you're running your business. How are you helping the people that's serving you, that's loyal to you, build their future, right? And then 5.5 years ago, I saw this business opportunity. I was not looking. Remember, my sponsor, Tracy Gagnon and Scott Lewis, were here in San Antonio, Texas. They called me. They didn't know me from a hole in the wall. They found that I was named the National Association of ARIA's president, and they wanted into the Asian market. If you remember, back in 2015, 2016, 2017, the Asian money came here in volume. There was so much money coming in from Asia, right? And they had a plan to crack into that, right? So they called and they said, Tom, interested in taking a look at a business opportunity that's radically changing the face of real estate, especially in the way you and I get compensated as agents, as broker owners, and we can help our agents as well. And I said, no, I didn't hear that last piece. Agents as well. Because for me, helping agents means taking a rookie who walk in that door with a brand new license, helping them become a rock star, making a whole boatload of money, and then I would get that call on a Friday afternoon. Hey, Tom, you got a minute? And they come into the office, and guess what happens? What are they doing? That rock star. They what? They love you and leave you. Right? My heart kept getting broken over and over and over and over again. The money wasn't that good, but it was the heartaches that hurt. They forget that when they're losing and they needed money for Christmas, that I advanced on their commissions to get them over the Christmas holidays to buy gifts. They forget that the closing got delayed and Halloween came. And Thanksgiving came, and they had to have a party for their family for Thanksgiving. So I advanced them the money. And then as soon as they found greener pastures, off they go. And I was so done with that, right? So when I got the call for this business opportunity, I'm like, nope. And then Tracy, in her infinite wisdom, found that video of me running for president at ARIA. And she asked me those 2 questions. I'm doing what you're currently doing now. Do you have a way that you can help at least 100 people become personally and financially free? And then she knew I was a chief financial officer in my prior life before insurance. She goes, you're a CFO by training. Before you say no, do you know what you're saying no to? Be honest. And I didn't know what I was saying no to. nor did I have a way to help 100 other people become financially free. I know how to make myself financially free, or not somebody else. Well, actually, I did. I helped a lot of my friends and family try to get financially free. I funded a bagel shop, gave them $40,000. Within 9 months, they went bankrupt. Lost my $40,000. I funded a couple of dry cleaning operations, environmentally safe dry cleaning operations. When 9/11 hit, I lost some money there. Okay, I funded a couple of Vietnamese restaurants. Got ripped off by the owners. Never got my money back. That was my way. I co-signed on a bunch of leases because I had the credit. No. Yeah, don't co-sign leases. Guess what? When they walked, I got stuck working out the leases with the buyouts. That's my only way to help people. What do you have to help people today if they came to you? Okay. There's 40 of you in the room, 40 of us in the room. Who's been in the business 5 years or more? Real estate business, 5 years or more, raise your hands. A lot of us. Okay. So 5 years ago, there would have been 300 people in this room. Carlos, you said it earlier. I was listening to you live. 86% of real estate agents failed in the first, actually not 5 years ago, 2 years. Who's been in the business for 2 years? Raise your hand. At least 2 years in the real estate business. Again, please. 2 years. Okay, at least 2 years. At least 2 years. So 2 years ago, this room, if you were with any other real estate platform, there would have been over 300 agents in the room. 2 years later, there's 40 of us left. Congratulations. All right. Now, that's a room with any other brokerage. With EXP, 2 years ago, the room would have had about 80 people instead of 300 people. 40 people left with EXP. Okay, so we still have a failure rate, but our failure rate is 50% over 2 years versus 86% with the national average. Okay, so why do people fail? Let's hear it. Why do agents fail? Lack of leadership. Say that, Carlos?
They continue doing what they have been doing in the past.
They continue doing what they have done in the past and different results.
Exactly.
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, a definition of insanity. They lack leadership. What else what do agents lack to succeed massively in this in the real estate? Support. Right? Who's going to support them in their business? Who's available after 5 p.m. on the weekends if they need to write a contract, negotiate a deal, run a CMA, do an offering memorandum? We have no idea how to do an offering memorandum at a commercial deal. Support. What else? Mentorship. You know, thank you for sharing that, right? I had 120 agents in my 4 offices, and we'd have a sales meeting every Friday. And I would always ask my rock stars, hey, Kathy, can you please share this Friday how you crushed that for sale by owner and how you got the... Hey, Christian, you just picked up that expired listing. Can you come in and teach our agents the script on how to get the expired listing that you just landed? Hey, Keith, you just contacted, you just got a nice deal, a nice exclusive commercial deal to help 10X boba shop open up 10 stores. Can you teach us how to do that? And Kathy and Christian and Keith would find an excuse not to show up to train. Why? Why? Competition. They're training their own competition in their own backyard. Why would they give up their script? Why would they give up their secret sauce? Why would he give up his contacts? He's not going to share. See, that's the other world. When you understand this culture here, if I asked any EXP agent to come up here and teach their secrets, you would do it in a heartbeat. Because here at this platform, we all own the company together. we have a stake in the game. We own stock. The better you do, the better I do, the better I do. And I want you to trade, I want to share my trade secrets with you. Because if I want a lifestyle, I need someone to support me while I go on a 4-week vacation. If I keep it all to myself, then when I'm on vacation, I'm constantly checking my emails, my cell phone. Forget about vacation. During dinner time, I wish to spend quality time with my spouse and my kids, and my church, my community service. I'm checking for fear of losing out on a deal. Who relates to that? Who's doing that now? Not me. I love it. So over the next 3 meals that you sit down and you do, see if you can actually not touch your phone. Woo! That's tough. Go to the movies and watch a movie for 2 hours or Netflix and not check your phone. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of business do I have? Well, I can't even take 2 hours to have a meal with my family, with my loved one. It's funny, I see people go out, I see people go to restaurants today, and they are literally on the guy and the gal are here, and they're both on the phone. The meal comes, they're both on their phone. What's worse is you see the parents on the phone and the kids are on the phone. Is that a life that we want to? Is that the life we want to create for our generation, for generations to come, guys? Well, it starts with how are you designing your life, and what business do you have? Is it really steady? Do you have the backup? If you go on vacation, your next vacation you go to, can you really put your phone away? I have the saying, can you throw your phone in the ocean? Right? I talk to a lot of successful business owners all the time, real estate agents mostly. And we're supposed to sit for just 30 minutes to have a conversation, understand each other. And they're constantly checking their phone. And sometimes if I can find the right way to speak with them politely, I says, you know what? Is it possible for you to put that phone away for 45 minutes while you and I just connect with each other? And what would life be like, Keith, if 6 months from now that you and I can actually have a conversation, not just for 45 minutes, but maybe for 2 hours, and you won't be stressed out at all to miss a call or a text? And if I can show you how to do that, would you be open-minded to listening? And that's what I did. I was open-minded and I listened, right? It took me 9 years to go from 1 agent in 2005 to 120 agents in 2014 and sell my brokerage. On most counts, that is a success for building a real estate brokerages. 9 years, 120 agents, and they paid me for it. In this EXP platform, it took me 9 months to get to 120 agents. And we were more productive, more profitable, more transaction volume than in the old model. And now, 6 years later, 5 years and 9 months later, I'm over 1,200 agents in 7 tiers, for those who understand rev share. And then when you count my leaders, my generals in tiers 5, 6, and 7, we have over 1,600 agents. So 1 to 16 in 5 years and 9 months versus 1 to 120 in 9. That's 10xing your business, folks. That's 10xing your business. Okay? Think about that. So go beyond. How much time?
We have to be in Austin at 10 tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna 10 more minutes and I'm done. 10 more minutes and I'm done, and I'm gonna take questions. I think we're supposed to talk about leadership too, but we didn't even get into that. If you have questions, save it to the end. I'll share a few more things with you. The theme of this Texas Dash is to go beyond brokerage. Okay, go beyond brokerage. So think about how many income streams do you have right now? Even including the EXP agents in the room. Look at your bank account. Look at your deposits for the past, let's call it 6 months or 3 months. Where are those deposits coming from? Okay, That will give you a really good snapshot of where your life is now. And is that the life that you are designing for yourselves? Agents have real estate sales income. Some agents might have real estate rent income. Some agents might have a side hustle. If you're really disciplined, you've got dividend income coming in from your stocks, from your investments. That's truly passive, hopefully. Where else is your money coming from? And if any of those things stop, will you be in panic mode? Yeah. So at EXP, we have income, multiple streams of income. You want to do residential, we can teach you how to do residential. You want to generate leads, we can teach you how to generate more leads than you can handle. You want to learn commercial, we've got mentors, and Daniel Lang and Calvin Wong, who will mentor you and help you succeed. You want to be a business owner, we've got tons of business owners here, including myself, who can coach you through opening up a business. Because I've been there, done that, making business owners mistakes. And we'll pass them on to you so you don't make the same costly mistakes like I did. We have a referral division, where if you're just licensed and you can refer business, like my daughter, my older daughter Olivia, she's 23, she works in Manhattan right now, but on her 18th birthday, she got her real estate license. She passed on her 18th birthday. Now, she didn't do anything for a couple of years until she was like 22, 23, when she graduated, but once her friends needed help with rental properties. Guess who got the referrals? Who gave the referrals to us? She did. She got a referral check. Her friends' parents need to downsize and right size and upsize. She just gives us a referral and she gets a check. So you have the referral income. Luxury real estate, right? We just launched a luxury division. So you can earn money in the luxury space. Global. We're open in 24 countries. Okay, I'm getting referral checks from other countries, right? And giving away referral checks to my friends who move to different parts of the country. Relocation, REOs, bank-owned distressed properties, we get referrals for that. And it goes on and on and on. Thing is, all right, I'll end with this. Revenue share as referral income. Keith Andrews shared with you his story, how he woke up one day with a pinched nerve, right? Something. Cardiac, well, you felt something. Yeah, his neck was hurting. Yeah. And then he had to go in for triple bypass surgery, and he was out for 4 months. And during that time, we took over, we helped him take business. Daniel stepped in, Calvin stepped in. Huh?
I had mentors to take over my mentees.
He had mentors to take over his mentees, and he took care of himself. He recovered, he's healthy. I'm so happy about that you're here and you lost 20, 30 pounds. You're looking great. His income went up. His residual income was $1,500 a month during those months with revenue share, because he referred a few agents and helped them become successful, and they closed transactions with help of others, not him. And he got checks. Not only was $1,500, I think you told me you got $40,000 worth of, $55,000 worth of mentoring fees during the time that he was sick. What company does that for you today? What brokerage company does that for you today? I don't know either. None. Okay? Almost 2 Christmases ago, I'll never forget that. I was doing an EXP Explain in Worcester, Massachusetts with my running partner, my business partner, Dick Lee. He's a third of my organization. I have about 1,200 plus agents. He's accountable for over 400 of them, 460 of them. And he and I were speaking to a crowd, and we never pick up our phones. And that day, this phone kept going off, and he pulled it out of his pocket, and it was a FaceTime from one of our associates in Tampa, Florida. And he goes to me, Tom, I gotta take this call. And Dick never does that. Dick walks outside. I finish the presentation. He comes back in and he's pale white, shaking. Our friend Don Choi, who I showed this program to 5 months ago, the first guy that said yes to EXP, got hit by an 18-wheeler in Tampa, Florida, going to work. Killed on impact, 47 years old. At that point in time, Don was our running mate as well. They would call us the Three Stooges, Tom, Dick, and Don. Point, I had recruited Don had recruited Dick, and together, Don and Dick had built his organization, 350 agents. And instantly, he was the breadwinner. Game over. Lucky for Don, he invested in he sold a lot of property. He tucked away 5% of his commissions to buy our stock at a 10% discount. He recruited a bunch of agents, and at that point in time, he had 350 agents in his revenue share organization. And every time they closed the company would take a portion of the company dollar and sent it to Don. Well, then he passed, and his wife was not yet licensed. So at our company, we have a policy where a surviving family member can get their license immediately within a year, and we will then pass on that residual revenue share income to the spouse. Han went out and got her license right away, and now his organization has grown from 50 to over 460 agents. And every time one of those agents closes a transaction, Han gets a check, and she can continue to put her two daughters, Sammy and Cece, through college. I asked her for permission to tell the story. And she knows that Don would tell that story because it's so personal to help others. Help others, right? And his legacy lives on because he saw the program. He took the time to listen to it the way I did 5.5 years ago. Hard to make sure I help Don put those two girls through college, through this revenue share program, right? The good news, guys, it's all available to you. It is one decision, like I made that one decision that first weekend I saw the program. I was not looking, but I had the toughest questions. I evaluated the platform. I want to make sure, is it true that I can get more leads than I can handle, put in the work? Is it true that there are multiple streams of income? Is it true that the culture is really collaborative? That if I call Keith for help and Dan for help and Jim's for help and Glenn Sanford, our founder, for help, that they would help me? And time after time, they've never disappointed. Even our founder will answer your email and answer your calls of 88,000 people. It is incredible, folks. You have the ability to change your life. Whether it's real estate platform, this platform, or something else. I hope my little talk today with you helps you go back tonight and do a little bit of a reflection about where those depositing from over the past 90 days, 120 days, and is that enough? And if it's not, maybe we can help. Thank you. Because we're business owners, building alliances, right? That's what we're all about.
So I wanted to share another thing on this platform because, when Tom reached out to me 5.5 years ago, one of the things I didn't see was the technology, right? And we have to go back at 2008, 2009 when this platform was created, founded by Glenn Sanford and his technology team. He was trying to figure out how to save costs. So traditionally, right, we would have franchises all over the country. You would get a brick and mortar. What if you can go cloud-based? And while I pull that up, why don't you kind of share cloud-based? What does that mean? And how's that has
revolutionized this business industry? Sure. What is cloud-based? A lot of people hear about EXP. Oh, you guys don't have any bricks and mortar. You don't have any offices. You're cloud-based. You're virtual, blah, blah, blah. Although that is true, we have the technology for you to log into a virtual campus and get access to over 1,900 support staff who works for us, who's on our payroll 11 hours a day. Within 7 miles of this location right now, there are 16 bricks and mortar offices that you can pop into through the Regis platform. I just checked it before I walked in. So we have 3,000 locations across the world as real EXP agents to log into. It's under the Regis.com platform. Within 7 miles, 16 locations, okay? Cloud-based, what does that mean? Well, when Glenn Sanford started this company in 2009, he looked at the commissions that he and his team were paying their brokerage. It was 30% to the brokerage plus a 6% royalty fees, franchise fees, meaning on every transaction out of the 100% commission, he and his team paid 36%. And he looked at it around and he says, where did that 36% go? It's supposed to come back to us in support and training and tools and systems and lead generation and other stuff. Healthcare, which is unheard of in the real estate industry, right? And he goes, you know, my team does not, we're not using up 36% of the paycheck of our commissions. The brokerage that we're with is not giving us the value. He goes, there's got to be a better way. Amazon can build a business without bricks and mortar to deliver goods and services. If Airbnb can be the largest hotel chain in the world every single night with the most amount of hotel rooms without owning one property, if Uber and Lyft can be the biggest train company without having to own one car, one taxi cab medallion, why can't a company EXP thrive in that industry? Does that make sense? Because we have economies of scale. We can leverage technology to change the face of a platform. And that's where Glenn did. And so that's why our compensation plan is 80% to the company, 20% to the company. And we don't even need the 20%. Out of the 20% that the company takes in, we only need about 10% at a very high profit margin. And we take that other 10% and we pay it back in the forms of revenue share. Us who help people grow in the organization, do deals.
So I want to kind of go over, if you're imagining, I don't know if you can write on this, but so say there's.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You can write on that? Yeah. I love that.
I know you.
Oh, man.
So say you have 1,000 brick and mortar offices, doesn't matter what brand it is, right? And you imagine that they're paying $6 rents, right? You multiply that by 12 months, that is equal to $72 million just in office rent. Who is paying that rent? Agents, right? Indirectly pay for that office rent. That's an expense. Every broker that has a brick and mortar has that expense. But when Glenn came up with this idea of this metaverse, right? He created the first corporate company to operate in the metaverse. So he eliminated the brick and mortar by going to this virtual world. So I'm gonna kind of showcase this because I think it's important as an entrepreneur. What is this platform? How can I leverage, especially as a commercial broker, as we're picking up clients nationwide, because we are a global company, we're not a franchise, right? You can take your brokerage business nationwide, globally. We're in Dubai, we're in Hong Kong. I can set up shop by leveraging this platform right away. It doesn't cost me anything, right? Tom, how many states are you in right now with your organization?
37 states and 5 countries. Last month I got paid about 360 plus referral checks from the 1,200 agents. It's pretty cool all across the country. Yep.
So I'm going to showcase this real quick. And if you have any questions, this is the metaverse. So if you were an agent, right, maybe you're new and you need to talk to a broker, well, yes, you can talk to your team leaders here, right? But we also have a resource where the brokers are employees of corporate. They work for you. They work for your team. They work for me. So when you come in this room, you can say hi to a receptionist. This is Holly. Hi, Holly.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. You're on the big screen. We got about 40 people here looking at you. And I wanted to see what help can agents get in the Texas broker room.
In the Texas Broker Group, they can come in here and speak to our brokers that are on duty, along with transactions as well. We do have expert care in here
All right, how's your back foot doing?
Oh, it's doing wonderful. Let me give it a shot.
Woo! Hey Holly, I hear you're a hell of a dancer too. Can you show us your dance moves?
So this is the tech geeks that are playing around creating this. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate it very much.
Yes, you're so welcome. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Think about that when you are working on a transaction. You have a question about how, hey, I'm closing this deal tomorrow. What else do I need to get done so I can get paid at the closing table? That's what they're there for. Hey, I have a question about a form. Where can I find it? They'll send you the form. They'll send you the link. You click on it, and boom, you retrieve the form.
So if I had my independent brokerage or a franchise like I used to have, and I had to manage agents, say I had over 100 people, I would have to hire managers. There's no way for one person to do it all. I have brokers that are employees. Their goal, their job is to support agents here doing all. So your team, as you're growing, has the support here where they'll hop into the world, talk to a broker, get pulled to the desk, they can screen share, they can go over documents, go over anything. If Gene says, hey, I love this, I want to be at home, I could be at the office, but I want to help people, he can apply for a job if he wanted to, if he wanted to be on a W-2. So those are options where we have over 2,000 employees now.
Approaching 2,000 now.
Yeah, approaching 2,000 people that can work for you. So just imagine that as an entrepreneur, I have whole back-end support staff, accounting, all that stuff is taken away. It allows me to focus if I want to grow more syndicating deals, want to buy more shopping centers, I need boots on the ground in different markets because maybe I like Denver. So we recently launched in Denver with a partner there. I just went to visit and I like that market. So I need people in that market. So I need eyes on the ground. So you can take this to the next level depending how you want to run your business. So I run it different from Tom, but at the same time as I can ask Tom if I have a question, he's there for me as a leader partner.
Absolutely.
So, but that is just the technology. You can imagine it's a virtual world, so you can do whatever you want. If you need more classroom spaces, if you want to teach, you have a whole auditorium where you can teach. Last time, Keith, myself, Calvin, we were teaching in here. We had over 2,000 people in here, and I got referrals just by teaching a topic on retail, and I got referrals coming in. So there's not just the revenue share referral income, it's the referral source that we get. I just closed a lease deal, small lease deal. One of the brokers in EXP said, hey, contact Daniel in Dallas. He can help you out with that contract. Because the realty brokers, their job is on the residential. If an agent has a question on commercial, they want to refer to the commercial broker. So those are opportunities for commercial practitioners that we want to help in that aspect. But I just wanted to share that technology because I think it is important. When you understand if money could be saved and disrupt the traditional franchise model, this is what it is. Are there new models trying to come out? Of course, because when you look at if something is working and it's disrupting, yes, there's going to be new companies trying to come out and copy. However, we are the first. We're the largest independent brokerage in the world with 88,000 plus and growing. Currently 24 countries. Hopefully they may announce some coming soon. But what's the goal of the company? To be 1 million agents in 100 countries globally. But don't forget, if it's global, you have global MLS. The EXP platform is a technology platform. It's a tech company, database, right? Having data, having agents coming together, but we own the company. So it's very different from these other startup companies where they're investor heavy, right? They have no control. We have the majority control. So,
this is all cool. It's cool, but really at the end of the day, the question we all ask ourselves, well, what does it mean to me? What's in it for me, right? The WIFM mentality. What's in it for me? What I can share with you is you have, whether you're on the residential side or the commercial side, if you put if you put the work in and you follow through and you follow the coaching and the training that we give to you, you can transform your business in literally 90 or less. Reed, what do you think? You think I'm lying to these folks? No. Why don't you come up here? Come up here.
He's another big shareholder in our company.
Share with me, share with the folks what I mean by when I say if you invest 21 days to learn KV Core for an hour a day, you have more leads you can handle. Is that true?
It's absolutely true. Yeah. I'm not a KV expert though, so, and that's a beautiful company, right? You can be just expert at one thing and, you know, be really good at it. Maybe you want to help me out. I know that you do KV Core.
That's okay. Just talk about your experience as a leader here and your growth at EXP.
So my growth
Too, of course.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, help me out with a KV Core first.
Yeah, just quickly. So I was able to close with KV Core, totally co-lead, because the lead just said that I was so good at following up after a year of not communicating. I've been continuously sending listing, and then when she has a questions, I'll answer so quickly on email, and done by KV Core. So I was able to take advantage of technology and be able to close simple deals like that. So with KV Core, you can do a lot. Use a system that we can put all the clients in one area that we can, you know, managing and kind of follow up with them. And technology will help you to follow up, you know, sending listing, things like that. Things that if you have to do it yourself, it's going to take a lot more time. So definitely, if you're able to, it doesn't have to be like a lot of time, 21 days, maybe just 2 hours, and you will learn so much, and you can use so much for lead generation, especially in residential. But that's the way I'm on that.
Yeah, and I believe for the cost, if you just want to buy KV Core by yourself, you can, but it's expensive. You know, like $2,000-3,000 the setup cost, and then every month is like
$500 per month.
how much?
Per month.
$500.
Yeah.
And now it's $85.
With EXP, with a buying power, it's good.
It's not only for KV Core. Yeah.
We get more than that.
Yeah.
More than that, way more than that.
Here's the thing. The reason I say yes, you can succeed just learning 2 little tricks with an hour each, and then you start generating leads. Okay. The reason I say 21 days for all of us is that's for most human beings who take it seriously. It's going to take them about 3 weeks to develop a brand new habit. The problem with real estate agents is you are always chasing the next shiny object. You go to a seminar, you hear something cool, you sign up, you pay for it, you go home, and it's dust on the shelf, and you don't do it. And then you blame the real estate industry is looking at yourself and not putting the time in. So that's why I say 3 straight weeks, develop a brand new habit, and I promise you guys have more leads than you can handle. And that applies to the commercial agents in the room too. If you just learn how to, you know, make calls, an hour or 2 a day of calls, right?
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Hui and May, for
Thank
supporting.
you. Thank you.
Yes. So another thing I want to look at, you know, there's so many different talent. You know, there's owners, there's developers, there's lenders, there's financial services, and you know, just creating a network and a real estate club coming together. So if you understand that and you want to learn more, please, whoever invited you, please contact them, sit down with them. Don't take 30 minutes, 15 minutes to understand. You need at least a good 2 hours in a few days. Really dissect a platform and understand how can it apply to you and how can it apply to other people for revenue, right? Don't make it too complicated, right? Because it isn't, right? And if you want to grow, this is the only platform that allows that growth, right? There's always, like I see these startups, but we're way ahead because we're global. And I look at our network. Our network can be in any platform as long as it fits those criteria. I'll look at other platforms, but right now there isn't a platform that allows that growth and the leadership. So appreciate Tom for flying in and sharing, and you know, building a team in Houston as well, and not just in Houston, right? Different markets. I had a good friend, Bill Wong, just stepped in. Bill Wong, longtime real estate family. My parents and your mom are good friends from a long time, so I'm glad to see people coming together, right? Just learning a little bit and just supporting, right? Just the goal is to support. So if we can create an environment that supports each other, that I can support your team, right, and your future team, leverage that, right? Whatever the split for a platform is, you have to look beyond that. It has to be beyond, because if you can sit down with 10 commercial brokers sitting together, that's way worth more money than anything. So if you look at not just yourself, but actually what it can provide, that's what we wanted to share. So
let me end on a good note here. I'll end on a good note. Ready? Did you guys know that over 500,000 agents, 500,000 agents have quit the business since 2 years ago? Yeah, that report just came out. 500,000 agents quit the business over the last 2 years. Why is that good news? That means there's 500,000 databases, spheres of influence of people, consumers, buyers, sellers, business owners who don't have an agent anymore, who's up for grabs for us to take. This is your time to take advantage of capturing massive market share. According to the National Association of Realtors, we had a reduction in transaction volume by 18% between 2020 and 2021. That same number, about 18%, reduced again in transaction volume from 2022 to from 2021 to 22. 36% transaction volume have decreased. If you're feeling the pain, you're not alone. 500,000 agents quit because they couldn't handle it. For me, that's absolutely positive news, right? Why? You're still here. You are still here. You can go out and capture massive market share, all right? Let's go do it, baby.
All right. So continue to network, continue to talk to one of our leaders. I appreciate everyone's time. I know it's a long day, 4 hours plus, but we're going to be here till the rest of the evening, and then we're going to head down to Austin. We have our leader partner there, Debbie Tran, and her team's down there. But if you have other friends in Austin that want to come meet with us, please let us know, because you can leverage these type of events as we go around the country, continuing on. I know Keith was in Nashville last week doing events. So just imagine, like, you have other shareholders that are doing stuff, you can leverage those events. I know you guys do stuff weekly almost, and I appreciate you continuing on to build up your team and supporting your group. Because if you want to grow, you have to lead. So hopefully you guys find value in looking at our culture, and hopefully you guys can partner up with us. And if you have any questions, let us know. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Look at a group picture.
Yeah,